and welcome to Mollie's Motif. This is Emily, and today is starting another challenge over at Cut It Up Challenges, and we want to see Valentine's cards. It's the Valentine's theme, and we're getting close to that fun holiday, so we just want to see any of your projects that have to do with Valentine's, and I'm going to be making another card, and I'm going to be pulling from the Art Philosophy cartridge. I've become addicted to this cartridge. There's like every time I go to do a card, there's something on this cartridge that I can use. So I am going to be pulling my hearts from this cartridge. And over on page 26, this is the heart that I'm going to use. And I've just cut 3 of these hearts out. And I will show you those in a minute. But that's all I've done with this card as far as cutting goes with my Cricut. The paper that I'm going to be pulling from, the paper pack, is Lost and Found. It's called Blush, and I love this paper pad. I've kind of hoarded it because I've had it for probably 3 years, and I just love it. I hate using it because I love it so much. So let me see if I can flip through this so you can kind of see some of the different patterns on here. I love the colors and the patterns on here, just so pretty. I love it. So that's where my paper is coming from. And I am going to be following the sketch that Mojo Monday issued on Monday. So I'm just basically following this to a T. And this was a really fun sketch, I thought, for Valentine's. So with that, I'll just kind of go through what I am doing with my layout. This is the first mat that I'm going to be using. Oh, actually, I need to start with my card base. I just have some craft colored cardstock, and it is a portrait style with a top fold. So basically you just cut your paper at 4 1/4, your 8.5 by 11 paper at 4 1/4, and then you fold it down so that the fold is at the top. And so it's standard A2. And then here's my base mat, and it's just this really fun script antique paper. I really like it. And I did go ahead and ink around my edges. And this is the only Tim Holtz ink that I have. It's the Tea-Dye Distress ink. And I do love it. I do love the look that it gives to my edges when I ink with it. So that is my base mat. And then here's another piece of that pattern paper. It's just this really pretty brown pattern swirls. I love it. And again, I will get my measurements for you because I do not have them right now, but I will get them and put them on the video, so no worries about that. And then the next mat, I've just freehanded a banner out of this pink and white polka dot. It's so cute. Love it. And that'll just go on my mat. I think I'm going to sneeze. I hope I don't. And then, oh, actually, before I put that one on, this is another piece of that pattern paper, and I just cut a really teeny, skinny piece, and that's kind of going to just be this sideways banner like that, just following that sketch. It's so fun. It's just different. I really like it. And then this is what will be on top like that. Something like this. And then I've got another mat of the script paper. And this mat, I did round the corners with my small corner rounder from Hobby Lobby. So I've just done the edging on that, the edges on that. And I did ink around that mat as well. Oh, and I don't think I showed you, I did notch the ends of this fun little piece. So I did a little notching. Notching, is that even a word? But I did that on that piece. So it's going to be like that. And then I have another mat. This is going to be my sentiment mat. So it's the same paper as the little diagonal banner. And it will go right here. And then my sentiment, that comes from one of the Close to My Heart stamp sets. It's the one you get when you order the Art Philosophy bundle. I ordered that a few months ago. I ordered this bundle. a few months ago, and so and I haven't used this stamp set until today, and I don't know why, because it's really great. Now that I'm kind of getting my feet wet with stamping, I'm like, oh, this is opening up a whole new world to me. And so this is the little sentiment I'm using. It just says love, but the stamp set, you could partner that stamp with "Have a day filled with love," "A wonderful season of love." There's a little "Best wishes to you." And so that's the sentiment that I'm using. And I'll refer back to that stamp set in just a minute, because what I've done is I've taken, this is the cut from the Art Philosophy. This is the heart cut from the handbook right here. This is just that heart that I've cut out. But what's so great about this bundle with Art Philosophy is the stamps are designed specifically to be used with the cuts in the cartridge. I'm discovering that I hate to fussy cut. I hate cutting around the edges, you know, of stamped images. It's not my, I'm not good at it at all. And so I try to avoid it at all cost. And so the stamps that they have with the bundle, they have partnered. So basically when you cut out with your Cricut the image, all you have to do is stamp right on that image, and you don't have to do any other cutting, which is perfect for me. And so that's what I've done. And they've also given you the measurements on the stamp set. If you can see right here, it says 1.5, and that means to cut that image from the cartridge at 1.5, and that's the perfect size for this stamp. And these are the other images that are on that cartridge that you can cut out and then stamp straight on there, and you don't have to do any fussy cutting, which I love. So anyway, that's kind of how, what I've done with that stamp set is I've used that heart. The first time I stamped it, and again, I'm using this Riding Hood Red ink from Stampin' Up! Because I don't have any red ink from Close to My Heart. I stamped it, but I thought it was too red, and so I just stamped it twice. So I cut the heart out 2 times, and then stamped it once when my stamp was inked up really good, and then I stamped it a second time, and I really like the shade of pink that it gave me when I did that. So, excuse me, I knew that was coming, I apologize. So this is the finished heart that I'm going to use on my card, because I just liked that paler ink, the color. So hopefully that makes sense. And then I've cut 2 more hearts, that same heart, one out of that brown paper at 3/4 of an inch, and then a teeny one out of the polka dot mat at 1/2 an inch. And that's going to go over there. So this is kind of how my card is going to go. And I think it's just really, I just really like it. I think it's just a really nice card. It's not too cutesy, but it's really pretty. So I'm excited how this is coming together. And I used my chestnut ink for my stamp. And yeah, and then this mat here, I rounded the corners with my small corner rounder. I was just going through my card to make sure I've covered everything that I've done. So hopefully that kind of made sense how I put that all together. And so I will get this adhered, and then I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do on the inside. Okay, so I've got the card all put together, and I just really like the look of this card. It's just really a nice card. And I just put everything flat down on the card. There's no foam tape, nothing's popped up. Everything is just adhered with either my ATG or my Zig 2-way pen. And on the inside of the card, I just took a cream cardstock and made a nice mat there, and then just looked over at my cutting board where all my scraps were from the front of the card, and just found a couple pieces that I thought, you know what, that dresses it up perfect. So I've just tacked those straight down, and then I did cut a couple more hearts from Art Philosophy. My pink polka dot heart is cut at 3/4 of an inch, and my brown heart is cut at 1/2 an inch. So it really doesn't take much to dress up the inside of your card. Just look at your scrap stash, you know, left over from what you've done on the front and see what will work. It just adds a little bit something on the inside, so, and it doesn't take much. So this is the card that I have done for the Cut It Up challenge that starts today, and I hope that you will join us over there for the Valentine's themed challenge. And I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. If you are at all interested in close to my heart products, you can order from me at molliesmotif.ctmh.com, or you can head over to my blog. It's molliemugsblog.blogspot.com, and there's a badge over there that you can click on. It will link you straight over to my my page at Close to My Heart. And I would appreciate any comments or feedback that you'd have for me. I really appreciate those that subscribe to my channel, and we will catch you next time.